Hello. Hi, this is Tiffany Manchester, your personal feel-good specialist. Hi, here to help you make any difficult decision with ease. It's so cool to see some familiar names and, well, it's nice to say faces on there. I know I haven't done a reading in a couple of weeks because I think, as you know, I was, hey Mike, as you know, I was at a meditation retreat for 10 days and it took a minute. Oh, I'm so happy to see you guys. Thank you so much. Because, you know, it's kind of odd when you go and meditate for a bunch of like 10 solid days and you're meditating 12 hours a day and pretty much that's all you're doing. And then you come back into the real world and then there's the whole social media thing. And it just takes a minute to get back into. Oh, thanks. I really appreciate that. So knowing that you guys are there and joining in and wanting to join into the weekly reading makes me feel really, really good and gives me motivation to keep doing it. So I won't spend all this time chit-chatting, but I will. Hi, everyone. I'm going to use this week, I'm going to use my life purpose deck. Thanks, Ryan. So what happens is, why did it go sort of dark there for a second? Hang on, let me just turn on this light. Just in case you guys can see me better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Awesome. Can you guys see me okay? Because it looks a little bit weird, but I'm just going to keep going. So what happens is, every week before I sit down and do this, I just sit down with the angels and I picture, okay, cool, what deck they want me to use. And so this is the one that I got a vision for. So, you know, I don't need to question it. I just do what I'm told, basically. And sometimes I pull the cards beforehand, usually when I use a bigger deck, just because it usually takes a little bit more time. So just to save you guys time. But because this is a smaller deck, it feels easier for me to shuffle and pull them. So join with me, you guys, because my goal, even though I give you readings, my goal is that you strengthen your intuition so that you don't have to rely on me or anybody else to help you move forward in your life in a way that feels good. It's your job to listen to your gut and to your intuition. And so that's my goal for you. So if you have a deck, even if you don't have a deck, you just invite the angels into your life. That's the first step. And so that's what we're doing right now. We're saying, hello, angels. Please help me give a loving, helpful message to everyone listening in this Ohana so that we can move through our week in a way that feels good and overcome any potential obstacles. I just make it up as it goes along. It doesn't really matter. As long as the intention is heartfelt, we're on the right track, right? So I shuffle them a little bit, and now I shuffle them like this. And if a card pops out, then I'm pulling that card. So I'm pulling 3 cards, one for Monday, Tuesday. So I'm looking for that card for Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday. And you take your time. Sometimes, I felt like the top card was kind of jumping out at me. So I'm going to grab that one. Now I'm going to pick a card for Wednesday, Thursday. Again, no rushing. Sometimes I do get anxious. I won't lie. I feel like, oh no, if I try to pull it out and it doesn't want to come out, then we don't pull that one. That's when we get in the way. There we go. I think this one wanted to come out, and one more for the weekend. What would you have for us this weekend? I really like this deck. It's really simple to use, but the messages are very powerful. Because life purpose means taking care of ourselves. Oh, I like this one that's coming out. Okay, great. So now we have our cards. I'm going to pull these cards, maybe if I have time afterwards. All right, Monday, Tuesday, time to decide. Now, when you look at these cards, you pick out what resonates with you. It's up to you to also interpret these cards. And if that glare is there, I can turn that light off. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. So actually what jumped out at me is all the numbers in there. So let me just have a look at this and see what else the angels have to say. Okay, so I'm getting the sense that Monday, the beginning of the week, could feel a little bit like a whirlwind. So there could maybe a lot of things going on around you. It may feel a little bit hectic or chaotic. But then when you look at this card, I feel like she's really centered and she's just got her hand out. She's like, I got this. This is within my control. And so the angels are saying, hey, you know what? Even if it feels chaotic to you, you've got everything under control as long as you maintain your sense of center. So instead of letting the chaos pull you in this direction and that direction, and if you have people trying to influence you into making this decision or that decision, remember that it's up to you to maintain your sense of self by feeling centered and at peace. And from that place, then you can make decisions. And so this card is saying it is time to decide something, especially if it feels like chaos. Usually the chaos is just driving us all over the place and then we're not making any decisions. And so we're kind of just like, we've lost sort of control over ourselves. And so this is saying it doesn't matter if there's chaos or not. Maintain how you feel in the moment and let that drive your decision making. So that's the beginning of the week. That's pretty cool. Okay, so Wednesday, Thursday, Heart's Desires. Beautiful, beautiful card. I'll read it for you quick. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. So funny enough, as this goes with Monday and Tuesday, which is maintaining your center, that way you can make a decision based on your true heart's desires. You can't really tap into your feel good and make a decision based on your heart's desires if you're caught up in everything else that's going around you and all the drama and chaos around you. So it's really important for you to remember that, okay? And you've got what it takes to maintain that sense of self, of that sense of centeredness. You've got what it takes. You just have to remember in those moments where you're trying to people are trying to draw you out of that. Okay, the weekend, study. I like this as the weekend card actually because this is, the first two cards are very heart-centered. Like, okay, you've got to really come back to yourself so that you know how to make a decision and that feels good to you, that connects with your heart, like a heart-based decision. And once you make that decision, now you've got some work to do over the weekend. So this is about making a commitment to that decision, to that heart-based decision. It says reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. Interesting. So sometimes when I pull cards, even if it's a life purpose deck, it could mean health, it could mean romance. These cards, we can interpret them any way we want to. And so this card is, I'm getting the sense that this is like a work-related week for you. So the people that you're dealing with may try to pull you one way. Don't let that happen. And then make sure you make a decision from your heart, even if it's at work. It's okay to make heart-based decisions at work. And then once you make that decision, you may need to educate yourself so that you can move forward with your head in the game, with some education, with some knowledge, gaining clarity in that sense. That's a great weekend reading. What do you guys think? The whole week in general. Time to decide. Keep centered. Heart's desires. Make a decision based on the heart. And then get to work so that you can put it into action. You made notes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And then, you know, as always with these cards and any cards, you take what you like from them and you leave out what you don't like. There's no hard, fast rule about it. So if you see these cards and you interpret them in a different way, trust that. That's fine. I'm giving you what I am hearing and feeling, and that's also going to resonate with me based on my perspectives and my experience. And so they may resonate with you in a different way. And so that's cool too. There's no right or wrong. That's the awesome thing about working with the angels and developing your intuition. There's no right or wrong. It's all about connecting with your higher self. And your higher self always knows what's best, no matter what anyone else tells you. Aloha. So that's it for the week. I'm thinking I'll go off and I'll come back on, and maybe I'll do a couple readings for people, because I'm going to put this video on YouTube. And also, so you know, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do these videos, but I'm not going to do them on Periscope. I'm going to do them on my own, and then I'm going to put them as part of my weekly newsletter. So if you want to get the weekly readings, I'll let you know when you can sign up for them. But of course, during the week, I'll be pulling random cards as well, so you won't lose out on that. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to sign off for a second, and I'll come back on. This is your first time in Hawaii on Periscope. Awesome! Welcome to Hawaii, too. Oh, your first time in Hawaii on Periscope. Okay, come back on in a second. So I'm going to sign off. I love you guys, and join me again in 2 secs.